Hi guys, it's Whitney again. I'm doing my presentation on solitary confinement. So, is solitary confinement right or wrong? Is solitary confinement a violation of the 8th Amendment? The 8th Amendment states that it prohibits cruel and unusual punishment. So, should solitary confinement be considered cruel or unusual punishment? I think it should be. The facts. Who's in solitary confinement? Usually, solitary confinement is for those violent offenders or those who have been found in possession of contraband, but there are exceptions. People have been put into solitary confinement because of untreated mental illnesses, for protection, or for practicing their religious beliefs. It has been shown that solitary confinement does very little to deter bad behavior and is not an effective tool for rehabilitation. So, psychological and physical effects of solitary confinement. Physical effects include sensory deprivation, which is removal of stimuli from one or more of the senses. Examples of this are deprivation from light for more than 23 hours a day, limited human contact, deprivation of sound. Inmates are forced into these rooms that are extremely dark or light. During Hainsley's study in 1993, a study of 100 prisoners was taken. 91% experienced psychological trauma, 80% suffered from headaches and trouble sleeping, 41 experienced hallucinations, 77 experienced chronic depression. Inmates experience perception changes, difficulty thinking, concentrating, and trouble remembering things after a long stay in solitary confinement. Psychological effects of solitary confinement are, if you could imagine, being confined in a concrete cell that is typically only 80 square feet with no windows can drive even the sane crazy. Inmates are confined to their cells for 22 to 24 hours a day. Inmates, after only a few hours, sometimes start experience visual and auditory hallucinations, insomnia, and paranoia. It has been found that inmates in solitary confinement are more prone to suicide than the rest of the population. Solitary confinement has found to create mental illnesses in some and worsen those in the others that already have it. So, what is being done today? Actually, in Colorado, Governor Hickenlooper signed a bill that protects the mentally ill inmates. The bill mandates psychiatric evaluations and therapy for all inmates in solitary confinement diagnosed with mental illnesses. Psychiatric exams have to be performed on inmates in solitary confinement within 90 days. Those inmates diagnosed with serious mental illnesses are to be moved somewhere for treatment. So, who else has been reforming their prisons? New York has also taken steps towards prison reform. My proposal, how do I think that the current prison system should change? My proposal is very similar to the bill that Governor Hickenlooper has passed in Colorado. I believe all mentally ill inmates should be exempt from solitary confinement. All inmates with no previous history of mental illness should be examined for mental illness before entering solitary confinement and given the option of therapy after their stay in solitary, with the end goal being the elimination of solitary confinement. What is the cause and effect? What will happen if we continue to ignore this issue? Continuing to ignore this issue will ruin inmates' future of rejoining society. How can we expect them to be rehabilitated if we make them mentally ill? these are my citations, my photo citations. Thank you guys for watching.